Welcome back to another video. The seventh episode of story which shows Naruto and Sasuke losing blood and chakra after their final battle at the Valley of the End. The rivals die before aid arrives, and the Biju decide to utilize one last gift from their father to offer Naruto and themselves another chance to make things right. Please hit that like button and that subscribe button. Let's jump right in.
The kid won't leave the hospital, Hiruzen. I don't know what to do. It's one thing to run into him, it's another thing to just approach him in the hospital. Unless you want to go to him and tell him about me and how I'm going to train him, a white-haired man said while standing in the Hokage's office. Let me see if I can get him to leave. It has been 3 days, and he just keeps sending clones out to grab more food for him. I can probably get him to leave, but I'm not sure. He's really worried about Hinata. He's grown very close to her over the years, she's one of his only friends. Just wait, Jiraiya. There's plenty of time for you two to get acquainted, I promise you. I actually think that the two of you will be very close. If all goes well, I think you'll have a big impact on Naruto's life, Hiruzen said, trying to calm the man down. Just give it some time and all will be well. If nothing is done by tomorrow, I'm going to the boy. I lost too much time with the boy. Hell, he's a clan head now somehow. If you don't fix things, I'm going to him, Jiraiya said in a defeated sigh before leaving the office. He was done talking. He just wanted to be with his godson. He's lost the last 13 years of the boy's life. He didn't want to miss any more. Jiraiya then smiled with a devious thought. Might as well see if there are any girls who can give me some inspiration for my next story. Jiraiya quickly took off towards the hot springs. Meanwhile, Hiruzen left for the hospital. Naruto awoke to find that his arm was tingly and asleep. He didn't mind it though. He noticed Hinata was still asleep and sighed. You know she won't be awake for another week and a half. Naruto turned his head as a familiar face walked into the room and spoke. She's in a medically induced coma, so her body can get the rest it needs to heal. I don't care. I don't want to leave until I know she's okay. I want to hear her say it. Naruto was looking at his love, not wanting to leave her side. I know what she becomes to you, Naruto. You're the one who showed me, so we both know she will be fine. Plus, the more time you waste here, the weaker you'll get while Sasuke gets stronger. Kakashi is going to train him, and we both know he's going to make him faster. Who knows, he might catch up to you in speed. Sasuke has seen you fight. He's going to go all out and then some to catch up to you, the man said, taking a seat next to Naruto. It just hurts to see her here. I don't want to see her in pain, GG, Naruto said as he grabbed Hinata's hand, looking at the sleeping girl. Hiruzen sighed. Naruto, Jiraiya is here, and he's growing impatient. He needs to see you soon. When did he get here? Naruto asked, confused. He never knew the man was here yet. Before he had ran into him a week into training. Yes, he's here, and it's about time you go and reconnect with him. The man's been following you, learning about you. If you're not careful, he'll find out your secret, except he will probably think you're not the real Naruto and just spy. I trust you, but be careful around him because he does care for you a lot. There have been a lot of times when he wanted to kidnap you. I now wish I had let him, because then you could be even stronger and it would all make sense. If I knew back then what I know now, you would have been raised with Jiraiya from the day he came back to the village to see what happened after the attack, Hiruzen said regretfully. Naruto sighed. I think you're right, just give me a little more time here, and then send Jiraiya to my house. I'll meet him there. Hiruzen smiled and nodded. He'll be there in the morning, just be prepared for anything. He is smart, he may just figure out how strong you truly are and start asking questions. Don't worry, I already know what to do when I see him. Can I get some time alone please? I promise to be home in the morning. Naruto pleaded to the man. Obviously he wanted to be alone. Naruto watched as he saw the Hokage leave and then smiled softly. Everything will make sense soon, my love. Naruto kissed Hinata's forehead softly and then got up and stretched himself before sealing up his things. Naruto opened the window and jumped out into the skyline. He closed his eyes and smiled, feeling the air through his body. Until he crashed into someone. Naruto and the man quickly fell to the ground, smashing it hard. Oh fuck, who the hell do you think you are, Gaki? The man said, slowly standing up. Me? You should watch where the fuck you're going, old man. Naruto's voice fell at the end there as he saw who he was talking to. He wasn't planning to run into him now, but it happened so he might as well go with it. Naruto? Well shit, I could use this to my advantage, and the way he hit me and fell means it ain't a clone. So you think you can just run into the gallant Jiraiya and not feel his wrath? Boy, do you even know who you're messing with. Jiraiya's voice started to rise as he got excited, preparing his infamous intro. I am the man who has no enemies in the north, south, east and west. Not even in the heavens. I am one of the Sannin. White-haired frog tamer. Even a crying baby would stare in awe. The great Jiraiya. Jiraiya went through his whole speech and jumped and danced along with it too before posing at the end. Naruto just stared at the man with an empty stare for a second. Naruto then smiled and started laughing, but in a heartfelt way, confusing the man. "Hey, now what's so funny? You have no idea how lost I've been without you, Jiraiya-sensei. God, I don't know whether or not I should tell you because that could make things stressful. You won't remember the future, but goddamn it would be nice to have you fully trusting me again." "Nothing, you just looked silly, and I really liked your dance," Naruto replied, knowing he had to speak up. Jiraiya smiled. "Fuck, I encouraged him," Naruto thought. "Well, maybe you have some hope after all, kid. Hey, what are you up to?" Anyways, Jiraiya let the sentence hang so Naruto could respond with his name and an answer. "Naruto Uzumaki. And I'm just leaving the hospital heading home for some surprise from old man Hokage," Naruto said, surprising the man a bit. "A surprise, you say? Well, I'm on my way to see him. Come with me, kid," Jiraiya said with a smile. Naruto grinned and nodded an okay. The two got up and Naruto followed Jiraiya, making sure to keep up with the man. Jiraiya was jumping pretty quickly, which was weird, but Naruto was no bitch. Naruto smiled and decided to match the man's pace, showing him that he isn't as slow as he would think. Jiraiya smirked at these turn of events. He didn't know Naruto had some speed behind him. "Let's see just what my godson is made out of," the man thought before speeding up. "Oh hell no, if it's a race that you want, then that's what you got," Naruto thought, discreetly releasing his weights halfway and shooting past the man. Jiraiya was speechless when he saw this before smiling and taking off full speed, leaving Naruto in the dust. The two kept going faster and faster, quickly approaching the Hokage's office. Hiruzen Sarutobi sat alone in his office, discreetly reading a certain book that belongs to a white-haired student of his. The elder man was giggling to himself as he reads the book. He was secretly a pervert like his student and very much enjoyed reading the books in private. The only people who know were the Anbu, who guarded him, and they didn't dare speak of it unless they wished to disappear. As old as the man was, he was still a force to be reckoned, even pushing 60. Now this was a good night. I got Naruto to finally go home, and now he'll reunite with Jiraiya. That boy deserves the best he can get after all that happened, but for now I will focus on you, Jasmine-Ekin. Oh, you naughty girl, Hiruzen thought to himself as he turned the page. The man kept giggling and reading his story until a loud crash was heard as two figures rushed through his window, landing on the ground in front of him. "Ha! Take that, old man, I beat you fair and square," Naruto said before he started laughing. Jiraiya joined in laughing with him. "I'll hand it to you, Gaki, I haven't had this much fun in a while. I'll give you the win this time, but next time we meet will be different," Jiraiya said with a smile while the two sat there completely ignoring the Hokage, who by now had hid the book he was reading. "Now that you two are done talking, why the hell did you break through my windows instead of coming through the doors?" Hiruzen yelled at the two. Meanwhile, Jiraiya and Naruto shared a smirk. Naruto spoke up. "We can always break through the door if you want." Jiraiya tried not to laugh when Naruto said this and was failing miserably. Hiruzen groaned and slammed his head on the desk. "What the hell do you need?" his muffled voice asked from the desk. "Well, sensei, you called me, and you also told Naruto-san here that you had a surprise for him. So he tagged along with me here, as he should. As famous as I am, no one could stay away from me," Jiraiya said smugly. "Well, you're both here, so this makes this easier. Jiraiya, meet your new student for the next few weeks. Naruto, Jiraiya will teach you because Kakashi will be working exclusively with Sasuke until the day of the finals. Jiraiya, I figured you're going to be in the village through the finals, so you may as well do something productive. So Naruto here will be your student for the time being, and if you wish to continue training him afterwards, because of your status as a Sannin, you may bring him with you," Hiruzen said, shocking both people. "Wait, so Jiraiya here is really a Sannin? I thought he was just being silly with his intro." "That's so cool. So you're really going to train me, Jiraiya-sensei?" Naruto said, looking at the man with a big smile. Naruto was actually really happy. He wanted nothing more than to be with Jiraiya again. "Well, you do remind me a lot of one of my previous students, and sensei has been pestering me to take on a new apprentice, and you did make a good first impression. What the hell, I'll give it a chance, but if you aren't good enough I won't keep you around long. Now head on home, I'll get you in the morning, be ready to wake up early, Gaki." Jiraiya smiled as Naruto's grin widened and he nodded before disappearing in a wind shushin. Jiraiya looked at Hiruzen. "So what's the deal? Why now? The only way Naruto doesn't become a Chunin is because I die. He can already use the Rasengan. How he learned it is beyond me. I think Kakashi taught him it. But the man won't say anything. He's as secretive as ever. You should give him the contract though." Jiraiya's eyes widened at this, but before he could speak, Hiruzen spoke more. "You have your worries, but he can handle it. The boy has as much chakra as you or I, maybe more, I'm not sure anymore. His control has gotten good too. Mastering the Dode contract will only make his control better, and with the amount of chakra he has, control is something he needs. Including with the QB inside him. Man, this whole pretending I don't know the future ordeal is easier than I thought. Just got to pretend nothing has changed. Hiruzen thought as the two men talked. You make a good point, sensei, plus I guess it is his legacy. Minato was the last person to sign the contract, it's only fair if I allow him to sign it too. Plus I can tell him stories about Minato, he won't know it's his father yet but at least then he can learn something about the man. Plus who doesn't idolize that man? The fourth Hokage, savior of the Hidden Leaf, by Juu Killer, Minato went out a legend and will eventually become a myth like the Sage of Sixth Paths. I'm still sad honestly about those kids from Rain, I really thought that kid would become my apprentice for my destiny, after them plus Minato I couldn't stand it, had to travel. I don't have much time left in this world. Sensei, Naruto will be my last apprentice, which means he has to be the child of prophecy. If Naruto isn't the one to save the world, the God forgive us all because he will have the power to save us or kill us after I'm done raising that child, Jiraiya said sadly as he started to reminisce about his past apprentices. Hiruzen wanted to tell him that his students minus Yahiko was still alive, running the organization that Itachi was in. But even Hiruzen didn't know what this Jiraiya would do after hearing that, and it wasn't a risk he was willing to make. There will be no worries about Naruto, just understand that he is a mystery child and he will keep secrets from you. Don't be too hard on him, he will open up to you when the time is right. Even now there are things I don't know about the boy. Also he found someone in Uzushigakure, a man named Arashi Uzumaki. I didn't tell you this before but you should know this, Arashi's loyalties lie directly with Naruto. The man served Kushina a long time ago and is the only Uzumaki alive that we know of besides Naruto. The man is as strong as Kakashi almost, and idolizes Naruto like a god almost. Naruto finding that man is why he was able to reinstate the Uzumaki as a clan and became clan head. He also says that Naruto is leaps and bounds stronger than him though, so Naruto is strong, do not worry about that. Jiraiya narrowed his eyes hearing this information. Something's been off about Naruto for a while now, the whole finding Arashi thing may be coincidence, but Naruto being this much stronger is insane even if he was a prodigy. Granted Itachi was a prodigy and by Naruto's age was an Anbu, but even then Itachi was bred to be like that. If you're telling me he's this strong then either someone we don't know about is training him or... Jiraiya's voice trailed off as he got lost in thought. Jiraiya, be careful with what you say, Naruto is a good child who's had a hard life, Hiruzen said. That may be but his strength is something different altogether. How do we not know that someone hasn't brainwashed him and is secretly training him? A certain hawk maybe, Jiraiya said trying to point someone certain out without saying a name. He hasn't even been anywhere near Naruto, that I am certain of. I know because he still pesters me and the council about how he should take over Naruto's training, making him our weapon. Naruto and Danzo haven't met yet and Danzo will never get Naruto in his lifetime, I swear that much, Hiruzen said. If not Danzo, how do we not know that another village hasn't gotten him? Look, I wanna love Naruto, hell I do, he's Minato's kid but his strength doesn't make any sense at all. Even a prodigy needs a teacher to get him started. Itachi was strong but without having been shown the basics and getting help from his clan including Shishu, he wouldn't have been anywhere near as strong. Same with Kakashi, his father did a lot to show him how to be a shinobi. Every prodigy needs a teacher. So the question is who taught Naruto, because it wasn't you or I. Jiraiya stopped talking to catch his breath and gather his thoughts. I have always watched out for that kid but something is off about him and I'm worried because I love the kid, he's my godson, and a spitting image of Minato with Kushina's personality. I just don't know, sensei, fuck, what should I do? Naruto Hiruzen started to worry. He wasn't sure what to do now. Jiraiya was thinking that Naruto was a double agent and he wasn't sure what was going to happen. Without Naruto here anything could happen. Hiruzen closed his eyes and ran his fingers through his hair. All of a sudden a loud thud was heard, and almost instantly his Anbu were out surrounding Jiraiya's body. He's not dead, goddammit, GG, get these Anbu off me, Naruto's voice rang out. You heard the boy, get off him now, Hiruzen yelled, but the Anbu didn't move. Hokage-sama, he managed to make Jiraiya go unconscious by just touching his forehead. He is clearly a danger, we cannot move the Anbu, holding Naruto said, the one who seemed to hold the most authority over the Anbu. Turtle, now is not the time. Hiruzen started to flood the room with his ki. I will handle the boy now, all of you get the fuck out of my sight, Hiruzen said, some of the Anbu freezing in place out of fear from the cage's wrath. The Anbu barely let out an okay before leaving the room. Hiruzen waited for them to all leave. Now Naruto, what the fuck? Hiruzen asked, confused about what was happening. I was listening in on you guys. I suppressed my chakra so you guys will have thought I left and listened outside the window. I saw the predicament you were in. I didn't want Jiraiya to ever know the truth, but you were stuck between a wall and an even stronger wall and I wasn't going to let you destroy yourself. I gave him an altered version of the flashback jutsu that puts him under for about 7 hours. In that time frame he will learn every single thing about my life from my earliest memory until I knocked him unconscious, and then he will wake up. We will go from there. But I didn't need him thinking I was a traitor. I need the contract. I miss the Toads, they were family too. This will cause some problems, but for now we need to watch over him. I'm going to take him to my place, Naruto said before lifting the man over his shoulder. I will see you soon, GG, Naruto said before actually disappearing. Naruto quickly got to his place, trying not to get caught holding Jiraiya. Upon approaching his place he realized that only Arashi was inside and sighed in relief before walking inside. Naruto-san, how are you? And who is that man you are carrying? Arashi asked, confused but happy to see his friend/master. Naruto ignored the man and set Jiraiya down on the couch. Naruto sighed, I'm sorry for this. Transfer, flashback no jutsu. Naruto tapped Arashi's forehead and the man crumpled unconscious too before he could even comprehend what had just happened. Fuck, this secret is getting out of control, but only 3 people know so far besides the other Jinchuriki. Hopefully everything works out fine, but this is getting annoying. Naruto spoke aloud to no one but himself. Naruto knew he had time to spare, so he left to his bathroom to take a shower. He walked into the tiny corner of his apartment and turned on the hot water. Naruto looked around his bathroom to see his plain walls, with no artwork up there. He took off his clothes and threw them to the side. Having no laundry bin to put them in, he proceeded to walk into the tub, relieved when he felt the warm water bounce off his skin. Naruto took out his body wash, pushing out what little he had from the bottle into his open palm and started to spread the soap across his body. To him this was peaceful. He loved feeling clean. He rubbed the soap across his body, cleaning himself as he let his thoughts clear his mind while he soaked up the hot water. Naruto proceeded to clean his hair until he realized he left his headband on. Naruto smiled, taking it off and looking at it. A lot of memories wearing this thing, the biggest change in my life, becoming a ninja. Who would have guessed I'd be a legend too? Naruto thought to himself with a smile before setting it to the side, proceeding to rub his fingers through his long golden hair that now drooped over his face like his father's. Naruto quickly cleaned up and got out of the shower, taking his towel and washing off his body before heading into the area where his room was to throw on some clean clothes. Naruto looked around his place. It was a bit of a mess. He couldn't blame Arashi. He was busy with the Hokage doing odd missions, or out with girls living his life as a bachelor. Arashi deserved to be happy. He had been alone for too long, so Naruto was letting him enjoy his life. Naruto sighed and started to pick up all the clothes off the floor, putting them into a pile. It was about time he did some cleaning the old-fashioned way. After gathering all his clothes and making a decent-sized pile, he sealed them all up into a scroll. He got to work on trash next. He took out the full trash bag first to the dumpster just outside his apartment, then replaced the trash bag in his trash can and started to pick up all the big trash first. Next he started to sweep up his apartment and continued on cleaning through the night until his place looked brand new and his drawers were filled with clean clothes. Naruto put his ninja headband into his pocket, letting his hair fall free for once. Naruto looked around his apartment and smiled at all the hard work he had done. It was clean and orderly. No one really knew this, but Naruto was actually OCD as hell, so being tidy was a blessing to him. Naruto started to hear a groan and quickly turned his head to see who it was. He saw Jiraiya slowly waking up, holding his head, trying to get his bearings together. He looked around the room where his eyes finally landed on his target. Jiraiya then said one thing. We need to talk. So you're finally up, huh? How'd you sleep? Naruto asked as he sat down, drinking a glass of milk. Don't avoid me, we need to talk about what I just saw. What exactly was that? There is no way that was real, was it? It can't be genjutsu. I've seen you before, like me, you are horrendous at it, Jiraiya said as he looked at the boy, finally sitting straight up. It was real. What I showed you was part of the flashback no jutsu. X don't bullshit me, the flashback jutsu doesn't work like that, Jiraiya said with some anger behind his voice. Let me finish. Now, as I was saying, that version of the flashback no jutsu was from my future. It let you in a very detailed way live out my life. I gave you that version so everything would make sense about me. I heard you and Gigi fighting. I hid my chakra so you wouldn't sense me. But I didn't want to fight you, so my only other choice was to give you the truth, even though I would rather not tell you, so we could have the chance to grow a real bond again. I don't see why we couldn't grow a bond again, but I just feel like it would have been better if you didn't know the truth, Naruto said solemnly, trying to smile but looking at the ground in despair. Naruto was unsure of what to do now. This was never a part of his plan, but he knew it was better that the man knew. It would help for the future in the long term, and they might be able to avoid his death, or at least prevent it from happening so soon. So, Nagato and Konan are still alive, huh? Jiraiya asked. trying to start some form of conversation after a few long moments of silence. Yes, Nagato is lost in the pain due to what happened with Hanzo the Salamander killing Yahiko. He unlocked his Rinnegan abilities then and has become a very powerful person. But Obito Uchiha, Dad's student and Kakashi's teammate, is controlling them using Madara's name. When I first came back I had the plan to not change anything until pivotal points came around and I would only make big changes at those moments. I soon realized the idiocracy in that and decided that changes need to be made. It's why I'm as strong as I am now, Naruto said, explaining the reasoning behind why he was back. And I died trying to stop them, Jiraiya said more seriously. I guess even great men can fall then, huh? Your death wasn't in vain though. I was able to finally convince Nagato to fix himself, which made Konan change to because she is loyal to him. That one small change helped so much, including in the war when I was forced to confront him again, Naruto said, trying to make a positive out of it. I guess I was right about you then, Jiraiya said with a smirk. What do you mean by that? Right about what exactly? Naruto asked, confused. He wasn't sure what he had overmissed and was trying to rack his brain about what it was. I talked to you about a prophecy. Lord Fukasaku brought it up during your sage training also. I was right in thinking that you're going to be my last apprentice, the one to shape and change the world. This is a lot, honestly. It's hard to believe a lot of this, but when I take a good look at some things it makes sense. There is no true explanation for your strength. No one has trained you a day you've been alive. Everything is self-taught. Even for a prodigy that's impossible. Things are making sense, but I still have my life to live too. Even with this information it only gives me a little bit of help for now. But I know I will be able to use it for the future. And now I can work with Sensei on stopping Orochimaru, with the Raikage coming here this time, though it may be easier because he won't be able to not fight. You should know that, Jiraiya said before standing up and walking towards the door. Naruto wasn't sure what the man was doing, and then he understood what was going on and left a clone for Arashi, before following Jiraiya. So where are we going? Erozen, and Naruto said with a tick that made the man sweat drop. I should have known you would call me that. I'm a pervert, so it does fit. Doesn't mean I like it though. You should show me some more respect, Jiraiya said, trying to act all serious. Respect women first and then we'll talk, Naruto said, smirking back at the man. You do know that women are the ones who read my books the most, right? Girls are bigger pervs than men, they just don't admit it. But my story is more so for females, Jiraiya said, making Naruto almost fall off the roof when he heard that. Naruto then remembered finding a copy of Jiraiya's book series in the future. He thought it belonged to Boruto but then realized it was probably Hinata's because she did try a lot of new things with him. Not that Naruto could complain about it though, he had fun. Naruto sighed in defeat. So where are we going? Oh, somewhere familiar, and with it the man said no more, just took off faster. Naruto grumbled but accepted it. He knew that he wasn't going to get an answer out of Jiraiya when he wanted to be playful like this. The two continued to jump through the village until nothing was left around them but tree line of a training field. Everything looked familiar and something was bothering Naruto. It wasn't until they stopped that Naruto knew where they were at and he couldn't help but smile. I should have known we'd come here together. So what's the plan? Honestly, I planned on training you, making you stronger and better, but I don't really know what to do. You seem to have it all together on your own. I had a lot for you. I planned to take you under my wing and grow together until I finally told you about your dad. I was gonna tell you a bunch of stories about him, since who doesn't idolize the fourth, Jiraiya said. Yay, I get that. I didn't want to tell you anything honestly, not if I didn't have to, but you were already catching on to the Hokage, and I knew stalling would only make things worse and harder for you to train me. This was the only option I had. My strength doesn't add up. Honestly, I'm at about Kakashi's level. The only reason he can beat me is because of experience. I'm not the strongest out there, and from here on out, my level will take a long time to get higher because I'm at my limit. I'm not perfect, everyone needs a teacher. While my potential is out there and amazing, I can't do everything on my own. Naruto responded. Well, I can help a little bit, but if I had to guess, you've pretty much got it on your own. For now, let's spare. I need to test you firsthand and we can go from there, Jiraiya said, setting down his big scroll and stretching his arms. Alright then, I guess. What are the rules? Naruto asked, getting excited. Just don't hold back on me, boy. Naruto smiled and released his full weights, preparing for the worst. He then got into his stance that he had been learning from Arashi slowly with clones. He wanted to be able to fight like a true Uzumaki, and ironically his natural stance and the way he fought was very close to the Uzumaki style. He just had to be more wild and unpredictable, and he was starting to get the grasp on the fighting style. With clones giving him years of experience and days, he was catching on slowly but surely. Jiraiya just stood still, no stance to be there, just waiting for Naruto to attack. Naruto smiled and then simply walked towards the man. Jiraiya was confused by this unconventional method but waited to see what happened. Naruto got within 5 feet of his master and then as fast as he could move shot towards the man and came from above to bring down a kick. Jiraiya barely moved out of the way in time and from there the battle started, hand-to-hand combat first. Jiraiya was surprised to see Naruto using his family's fighting style, and he was pretty damn well at it too. Naruto would charge a punch and right before it connected he would do a spin kick slamming his leg into Jiraiya before he could catch the fist. The kid was really unpredictable and strong. Naruto came in with a punch. This time Jiraiya went to catch it but kept up defenses on his side. Naruto quickly opened his palm though and charged up a Rasengan. Jiraiya wasn't prepared for this and quickly surged chakra to his hand to stabilize the Rasengan, not sure if his idea would work. He wanted to stop the ball and then catch it. What had happened was as soon as the Rasengan was caught, Naruto was left in shock and then the jutsu exploded and both men flew backwards. Naruto was trying to do everything he could not to get hit. He knew just how strong Jiraiya is and that's why he was slow, but the man was still damn fast which is why he could keep up with the best of the best. When his Rasengan exploded and they flew backwards Naruto made a clone and the two quickly charged up a combination attack. Naruto shot out a regularly fireball, his clone used an overpowered wind jutsu, making the fireball grow to the size of a Madara Uchiha-sized jutsu at an alarmingly fast pace. Jiraiya quickly charged up a mud wall and then disappeared with pure speed. Naruto took out a kunai to block the man's next attack and quickly shot off another jutsu, a water bullet as time. The jutsu hit Jiraiya head on knocking the man back into a tree. Jiraiya quickly got up, and this time came at Naruto faster and harder. Naruto tried to keep up but was failing horribly. He quickly made a shit ton of clones, too many to count and had them all charge in. Jiraiya smiled at the futile attempt and used his hair needle Jizo to stop the clones. He got a good majority of them, before he quickly went underground to get Naruto. Naruto was unprepared for the speed in which Jiraiya could attack and did his best, but it wasn't enough. The man was too versatile in ninja ways and him is still levels beyond Naruto. Naruto sighed, "You've got me. I admit defeat Jiraiya-sensei," Naruto said, showing the man more respect than usual. Jiraiya smiled at the win and then surprised Naruto. "Alright, now to work on your summoning jutsu. Summon something for me," Jiraiya said, confusing the boy. "I have no contact though I can't summon anything." Naruto looked at the man with a dumb face. Jiraiya scratched his face. "Oh yay." Jiraiya quickly went through a few hand signs. "Summoning jutsu," Jiraiya said, over dramatic like, it's hard to act like he knows the kid because he really doesn't. So he's being a bit over the top with the jutsu. "As you know, I've taken over the summoning contract from years past." The toad let his tongue out, dropping the summoning contract. "Sign your name in blood and we'll get going," Jiraiya said. Naruto grinned like a child before signing his name in blood and stamping his fingerprints on the scroll right next to his dad like last time. Naruto then went through the hand signs and with a powerful burst of chakra yelled out the words. A large puff of smoke came up. Jiraiya and Naruto were both excited. Naruto thought he had it in the bag. "Yo," a little baby toad said. Why, Naruto's face fell and he fell over. Meanwhile Jiraiya was laughing up a storm. "What's so funny?" Jiraiya couldn't stop laughing. Oh, this was just too funny to him. Naruto was fed up. He raised his shirt to wipe the sweat from his brow. "Oh, I see the problem, and you're not gonna like this," Jiraiya said. Naruto was confused though he didn't get it. "Alright kid, take your shirt off and concentrate on your chakra. Raise it as high as you can. Let me see what you got." Naruto was confused but did as he was told. He took off his shirt, and closed his eyes, getting a feel for his chakra. He widened his stance and made the ram seal. Once he got a feel for his chakra and started to concentrate on. "Sorry kid, this is gonna hurt," Jiraiya thought to himself. He only knew one person who would dare put the 5-pronged seal over the 8-tetragram seal. Orochimaru. Jiraiya focused the chakra to his fingertips behind his back for safekeepings in case Naruto opened his eyes. "5-pronged seal released," Jiraiya said as he slammed his fingers into Naruto's stomach, slamming him. "Ow, what the hell was that for?" Jiraiya, Naruto yelled angrily. "Shut up kid, now try the jutsu again." "Give it all you got to," Jiraiya said. Naruto though just looked at the man with a glare. He took a deep breath in and tried again. This time something amazing happened. "Jiraiya-kun? Why did you summon me? Wo Minato? What happened to you? You look like a kid. I thought you died," the toad said. "I'm not Minato, I'm his son. Naruto Uzumaki," Naruto stated proudly. "Fukusku, Naruto summoned you, not me," Jiraiya said, pleasantly surprised that the boy summoned someone with such high status. "Huh, he did? I didn't know we had a new summoner. Nice to meet you, Naruto-san. I'm Fukasaku. Myself and my wife Shima are the leaders of the Toads. The only one above us is the great Dode Sage. He is a prophet, and someone of great intelligence. Game Ubuntu, he is the current chief of the Toads due to the fact that my wife and I are too old to do the leading anymore, Fukasaku said. Nice to meet you, Fukasaku-sama. Is there anything you wish to know of me? Naruto asked, trying to be respectful. For you, not really. If you're anything like your old man, you're going to be a great ninja. Jiraiya boy, I'm gonna take my leave now, Fukasaku said. Jiraiya nodded as the old Toad reverse summoned himself. Well, that was short-lived, Jiraiya said, scratching the back of his head trying to think of what they could do next. Well, we have one of two options, Jiraiya said, getting the kid's ears up. You obviously have no strength behind your punches, you could be a lot stronger. The other option is we train on any ninjutsu you are currently working on and perfecting them. I should probably work on my strength. You're right, I haven't been focusing on my strength as much as I should have, and you're not the first person to tell me to up my game. I just keep letting it slip, Naruto admitted, remembering the same conversation he had before with his sensei. Well, let's get started then, Jiraiya said with a cruel smile. Naruto knew he was in for hell. Meanwhile, don't tell me you're done already. Kakashi stood over Sasuke, obviously bored. The boy got up. Don't you dare count me out yet, I still have a lot more left in me. Sasuke got up once more and charged his sensei. In reality, Sasuke was exhausted. Kakashi doubled the boy's weights, making him also wear wrist and arm weights too, so as to improve the boy's punching speed and damage he put behind his hits. The boy had no speed and Kakashi wanted the boy to force himself past his own limits. When people train on their own, they usually don't exceed their own limits because they don't know how to. Kakashi won't allow any slack. He knows that Sasuke doesn't have a real chance against Naruto. But at the same time, he won't hinder the boy. He'll make him stronger, and he'll teach him lightning jutsu, but the Chidori is something he is trying to not teach the boy. Kakashi knows that Sasuke is easily able to beat Gar's automatic sand with his level of speed, but he needs the boy faster. He's facing Lee, and the boy is a monster with speed. His strength is no joke either. Guy has had the boy working on nothing but pure speed and strength for the better part of 3 years, helping the boy from before he graduated. The boy can use the lotus and the gates. He's not someone to take lightly. So Sasuke was going to learn, first how to be fast, second how to cast genjutsu manually, and lastly how to use ninjutsu while fighting. They only had a month and he wasn't going to go easy. Kakashi kept blocking Sasuke's punches. He didn't care how tired the boy was, he kept making him come after him, and he wouldn't stop until the boy passed out. The boy was huffing with exhaustion. It took him 2 days just to be able to stand and walk with these new weights on. This entire third day he's been having Sasuke attacking him, using as little chakra as possible. Okay Sasuke, use your chakra to help you move faster now and attack with more precision, Kakashi said, giving the boy permission to do more. Sasuke smirked. You're going to regret that, sensei, Sasuke said, trying to be smug. Kakashi ignored the boy and waited. He was faster, yes, but not enough for it to be any real difference for the Jounin/Exxon Blue captain. Sasuke though felt more alive. He felt like he could finally move again. His attacks, he felt, were doing more damage. It was annoying that he couldn't use his Sharingan or any ninjutsu, but with his opponent, he needed to get better at taijutsu. Sasuke knew in reality where he stood and he didn't like it. He would do whatever it takes to get stronger. He hated how weak he was, and he knew how strong Kakashi was. This was his shot at getting real strength. He will do whatever it takes to get to that level and beyond. Like everyone else, he watched the prelims, and he saw the competition. While he was fairly certain of doing good, he knew if he faced Naruto he was in for a hard match. That boy was ungodly. It was insane and scared him in all honesty. He needed a way to combat that. He knew that he was superior in chakra control and taijutsu, so if they got close he stood a better chance. This speed and strength training is also going to help also. This should make him faster than his rival. Sasuke didn't care what it would take. He would beat the boy in the finals, he had to. Sasuke got off the ground breathing hard. He would meet all his limits and shatter them. Nothing and no one would stop him. Once more he charged his sensei. He didn't understand why he couldn't use his Sharingan, but at least now he could use chakra when he attacked. He knew he was moving slow, but it still was better than nothing. He came at his sensei, this time, differently. He focused his chakra so it was pinpoint and more precise, not just blowing a large amount to give him more speed. He was happy to say that doing this made his speed triple. It actually caught his sensei off guard and he got a good punch in on the man who wasn't expecting it. Sasuke quickly followed up with a kick to the man's chest, but Kakashi caught it and used the advantage to throw the boy off balance and knock him into the ground. Now you're learning. That right there is exactly what I wanted you to learn. Don't blow your chakra through your entire body to give yourself more speed. But make it pinpoint in small bursts. You actually got me, which is good. Now keep going, Kakashi said, picking the boy up. Yes, sensei. Also I have a question. Kakashi was curious. The boy didn't usually question his training methods. Why can't I use my Sharingan? I thought you were gonna train me to use it to the max, so why am I not allowed to use it right now? Sasuke needed clarity. That's simple, with your Sharingan you can easily track and follow things, can you not? Sasuke nodded his head, agreeing. You need to be able to see those same things with your eyes normally, or else you'll become reliant on your Sharingan, which will make you weak. Take any Jounin for example. We don't have Sharingans, save for me, and yet they can all see and track at a higher speed. That's because we have trained our bodies and eyesight to function at those higher speeds. Now when you add your Sharingan to your newly adjusted body, not only will you be able to see things that were even faster, but you can react better, and then when you are in times when you can't use your Sharingan you will still be able to see and notice things that you couldn't before, Kakashi said, making the boy understand. So you're making it so that if there are times when I can't use my Sharingan, like when I run out of chakra, I can still see things at a faster speed? Sasuke asked to make sure. Exactly, I knew you would understand, Kakashi said. Now let's get back to training. We still have a month and you're nowhere near done. So Konoha, huh? I can't believe I'm in this village, but Obi did good to get here. It would be disgraceful to not show for my own man and cheer them on as he kicks the ass of these tree huggers. I guess it would be good to see the professor again too. A tall, broad man said as he walked inside the busy village gates of Konoha. Today was the day of the Chunin exams and everyone was hurrying up on placing bets and getting to the big-ass stadium where the event would take place. Hokage-sama, please come this way, the Hokage is waiting for you with its Tsuchikage and Kazekage. If yourself and your escorts would gladly accompany me, I would gladly show you the way, a Konoha shinobi said while bowing at the Raikage to show him a sign of respect. The Kage just smirked. So they sent Sharingan no Kakashi to escort me, huh? Well, they must be going all out to send someone of your status to bring me to the other Kages. Well, let's get going then, the Raikage said, waiting for Kakashi to start walking. Hi, Raikage-sama, just this way, Kakashi said as he started walking with the Kage. Why does he only have one guard? That is very strange. Nonetheless, I need to hurry up and drop him off so I can dispel myself and save the extra chakra. I should be about done with Sasuke. With all that the boys learned, his thirst for power should be suffice for now. I left him wanting more but still learning quite a few moves, mastering just a couple of them and improving his speed by leaps and bounds. Sorry Naruto, but you're in for a surprise, the clone thought to himself as he walked the Kage and his escort to the Hokage booth at the stadium. The trio walked on in silence for a few minutes before approaching the stadium. Kakashi went to talk with another shinobi, giving him his credentials to get the clearance to drop the Raikage off in the elevator so he can head up to everyone else. After a few moments, the envelope Kakashi threw, he called over the Raikage, Raikage-sama, if you will, this elevator will take you straight up to the Hokage and the other cages. This is where I must take my leave though, please enjoy your stay and enjoy the fights, Kakashi said before dispelling himself. The Raikage just smirked. He couldn't even come here himself, just send a clone, whatever, come on, let's go, it would be good to see the other cages. The Raikage said as he got onto the elevator with his brother following close by. Let's do this, yo. Can't wait to be up in the box watching the battle go and go, fight and fight. The man attempted to rhyme before taking out his notebook. That wasn't any good. Let's get rid of it, he said as he scratched it out of his book. While the Raikage was standing in silence, he couldn't think of what was to come. What was going to happen and how badly Naruto was going to hurt people. He hadn't been able to see the boy in a while, so it was exciting to be able to see him. The boy was barely at a Jounin level when he last saw him. By now he had to be at least Jounin if not Anbu. That's what he had at least hoped for the boy, but this was Naruto, so who knew how strong or weak the boy was? Depending on how today went, he would truly know. Raikage-sama, how nice of you to join us, Hiruzen said, walking up the beast of a man as he came of the elevator followed by B. Hokage-sama, it's nice to see you under better circumstances compared to when I last saw you on the battlefield, the man said with a smirk. Ah yes, those were good times. You were fast but I was just better, plus Minato made up for the lack of speed I had, so that really helped too. But let's forget about the war, those were bad times, and this event here is to help unite us and better us through our own soldiers. Now if you come with me, that Tsuchikage and Kazekage are both here, Hiruzen said as he led the way to the seats with the other Kage. So the Raikage really did come, huh? This won't be good. Even with the reanimation jutsu, I can only do so much. Tsuchikage will probably aid me if anything, including once he sees Naruto-kun. The resemblance between him and Minato is too great, that Tsuchikage will probably aid my side just based on the kid. But the Hokage is a wild card and Jiraiya is here too. Orochimaru continued to think to himself as the Hokage and Hokage sat on either side of him. Today was the day he planned to kill his sensei, but he wasn't expecting more Kage to show up, plus his idiot of a teammate Jiraiya. Too many uneven cards were being played on the field and he wasn't sure he could actually get away with his plan. But with the help of sand and his village sound, laying destruction to the village at least should be easy. The Jinchuriki was still here and as unstable as ever. That would help a lot when he goes full out on the village. The Kages talked amongst themselves, while the Tsuchikage and Kazekage remained silent and to themselves. The arena started to fill very quickly, Anbu hiding in the crowds of people making sure to not be noticed by anyone while looking for people of suspicion. Meanwhile the contestants minus Sasuke and Naruto, started to show up on the field one by one and get in a line like they were instructed to. Genma appeared on the field waiting for the signal to get on with the tournament. He was ready to be over with this. He didn't like so many foreigners in the village, including with the death of Hayate, even though they tried to prevent it. The shinobi with him at the time weren't fast enough to intervene and he fell unfortunately to the masked shinobi they believe was from Sand. But there wasn't enough proof to put any blame on anyone and because of that nothing ever happened with his death. For now it's still being looked into. The man sighed while looking up and down the field. The Uchiha heir and that Uzumaki brat are both missing. I don't mind the Uzumaki missing, everyone already knows he's going to lose, but the Uchiha being late is weird. Must be Kakashi's doing for the kid to be this late. Anyways, time to get on with this shit. The man though before seeing the signal from the Hokage to get on with it. Welcome everyone to the village hidden in the leaves, otherwise known as Konoha. Myself and the Hokage welcome all of you to our village for this year's Chunin exam finals. Most of you know what we have in store for today, but for the rest of you the finals this year will be a 1v1 fight between the shinobi for all to see. The shinobi can use anything on their person to help them win and the matches will go until I stop them or someone dies, and while we don't condone killing during the matches it can happen. Anyways, the first match of this tournament is Neji Hyuga vs Naruto Uzumaki, so will all contestants besides the two named please wait up in the balconies, Hayate said, while some people muttered to themselves due to the name Uzumaki. Did I hear right? Uzumaki, I thought after Kushina there were no more, the Hokage said asking the Hokage. You heard right, even though your village along with Earth and Mist and Rain tried to destroy the Uzumakis years ago, some still survived. We were lucky enough to be blessed with Naruto even though we don't know who his father is, he does have the Uzumaki blood in him thanks to Kushina. But where the boy is a wonder to me, Hiruzen said answering the man. The Hokage didn't say any more but instead watched on with the tournament. This is the last time I will call for him or else he will be disqualified. Will Naruto Uzumaki come to the arena floor? Hayate called out while silently hoping the boy wouldn't show. Then out of nowhere the boy showed up. It seemed like a shushin but there was nothing behind it as proof. Leaves, fire, rocks, water, nothing. It was strange. Sorry protector, I forgot my scrolls at home and ran back to grab it. Let's get this thing started, Naruto said with a grin. And, surprising a lot of people, he was wearing his old orange uniform, something people were shocked to see him wearing either because they thought that outfit was destroyed or because it was orange and un-shinobi-like. People were already talking bad about the orange kid, but the Hokage seemed to be relieved. He didn't think Naruto was a real Uzumaki anymore due to his blonde hair. But the kid was off to him. He looked familiar for whatever reason, something nagged him and he didn't like it. The boy looked like someone he knew and he couldn't think of who. Before he could say anything though, the protector got things started. Took you long enough to show up, brat. Anyways, are both contestants ready? No too bad, Hajime Hayate said, starting the match as soon as possible. Neji smirked standing still. I don't care what strength you showed against that other boy Gaara, you can never compare to me. You are still a failure and the fact that you are here today is pure luck. Neji got in the stance of his people, getting a smug look on his face. I hope you are ready to lose, Uzumaki. Blah, 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 fate this and that. How about you shut the fuck up and do something, Hyuga? That is if you even can. From here it looks like you're stalling for time. Your fate is bullshit and I'll prove it when I beat you. Naruto then slowly reached into his back pocket. Neji tensed, getting prepared for anything. People in the stands were now on edge waiting to see what the blonde would do. Naruto then quickly wiped out a small green book. He started to read it too. Feel free to attack me whenever you want. Everyone fell out of their seats when they saw this. Hiruzen and Jiraiya couldn't help but laugh at the whole Kakashi move the boy just pulled. Neji became furious when he saw this. You dare mock me? He screamed before quickly charging at Naruto, who just stood still reading his story. Naruto just sidestepped, avoiding being hit, and continued just stepping and bending out of the way while simultaneously reading his book. This just further annoyed the boy and made him attack faster, but Slopper and Naruto just kept moving out of the way. But now people were talking in the stands. The Hyuga were getting mad too. Neji was supposed to be a prodigy and here Naruto was making fun of him and in turn their fighting style. Naruto just smiled and marked his page before closing his book. Okay, if you're done messing around, let's be serious with that. Naruto shot off in a blast of speed. Neji, not having his Byakugan active, couldn't follow Naruto. All he felt was the boy's fist hitting his face, knocking him backwards. Naruto smirked knowing he was about to have fun with this. Flashback: good job picking strength training. Because now you're all mine, Jiraiya said to the boy. Meanwhile Naruto got up from the ground. Fuck, you're a slave driver, I would rather Fukasaku's stick than this, Naruto grumbled out while Jiraiya laughed at the boy. He didn't think he would be having this much fun. You might not be as fast as Minato, but you surely will be stronger than him. If anything, you're like your mom right now. She was the same way when she was training. Stubborn until the end but annoyed by the process the entire time, Jiraiya said. This better be fucking worth it, Arrow Zenin, or else I promise I'm coming for you. And Arashi has been teaching me Kenjutsu sparingly, but I promise you the tip of my sword is sharp, and needs an ass to be shoved up, Naruto said threateningly. Threat all you want, brat, but we both know I can still take you, now come on. We're just getting started, Jiraiya said as Naruto moaned in annoyance. He knew he was going to regret this. Neji struggled to get up, holding his nose that was now clearly broken with blood leaking from it. Where the hell did he get this kind of strength? Even Lee doesn't hit that hard unless he hits you with his weights. Neji quickly activated his Dujutsu, while forcing his nose back into place and using his abilities as a Hyuga to stop the circulation of blood to his nose and redirected it elsewhere so he would stop bleeding. That's when he realized he couldn't see Naruto anywhere at all and he grew worried, scanning the entire field while looking around in all directions. Is this really all Neji has to offer, Hayashizan? This is pathetic to think we let you train him for the last month just for him to start losing to that demon brat. A Hyuga elder spat out in disgust while he watched Neji flail around trying to find the orange-clad boy. Hiyashi ignored the insult about his best friend's son and decided to remain looking stoic as he watched the match without saying anything or moving. But on the inside he was having an internal battle. Here was his best friend's son, but on the other this was his nephew. Even though cold and distant, he still loved the boy. His brother Hisashi was always the stronger and better brother and he respected the man. So after his death he did everything he could for his son. That's why he trained him for this tournament, made him stronger, faster, more precise, even allowed him to learn the Kaiden. Is Naruto really that good? Is he just good enough to make a fool out of our prodigy and just destroy him like this? Naruto clearly isn't even trying right now, he's just messing with Neji, so what's his plan then? Hiyashi mentally sighed, I'm sorry Neji, but you won't win this match, just don't fail us in looking like a fool. Neji continued to look around until a pair of hands grabbed his ankles. Oh fuck, he was cut off as he went through the ground. People in the stadium started to groan, not being able to see the fight anymore until an eruption went off and part of the ground exploded with Neji flying out of it, landing on his back. Naruto just walked out of the hole brushing the dust off his shoulder. Come on Neji, what happened to fate determining you the winner? Naruto shot forward and grabbed Neji by the neck, slamming him into the wall. It's time for your wake-up call. You say fate has determined you to be the best because you're a little bit better than some people, yet here I am, a clanless orphan, turned into clan head of the Uzumaki clan, and I am destroying you. Naruto paused to let his words sink in. I haven't even gotten serious yet. Naruto now leaned into the boy to whisper into his ear, you hurt my Hinata and the only person besides Hiyashi who cares about you, now I'm going to return that beating. I'm going to show you that fate doesn't mean shit and anyone can make their own fate. Neji, for the first time in his life since he was branded, was in pure fear. You're a fucking monster, the boy said wide-eyed. That's where you're wrong, I hold the monster back. Naruto flipped his eyes red, channeling just enough of Kurama's chakra to let his eyes flick red, then back to normal. Neji's Byakugan still on, was able to see the red chakra for that slight second. You don't want to meet the monster I hold back. Naruto threw Neji back a few feet. The boy skidded on the ground before quickly getting to his feet to put up some kind of fight. Naruto shot forward again, throwing a punch Neji barely dodged. Naruto moved his hips though, flipping his body, delivering a powerful kick into Neji's head, slamming the boy into the dirt. Let's go Mr. Prodigy, I heard you were good, is this all you have to offer? Even the Uchiha is better than this, Naruto said, trying to rile the boy a little. Neji quickly attacked Naruto with his full speed. Naruto though was faster, not by much but enough to dodge or block the attacks. Neji seemed to be on the offensive, until Naruto slid down, knocking Neji out from underneath him and delivering a strong punch to the boy's gut. That Uzumaki boy is strong, I almost feel bad for the Hyuga, but how is he so strong for a Genin? The Rikage asked as he watched the boy beat the Hyuga down. I can't be sure, Naruto was on his own to train because his sensei was teaching the Uchiha. Either way, I'm proud of the long way this boy has come. He's unbelievably strong and I'm proud. Neji was supposed to be one of our best contestants. But I guess even I could be wrong, stats aren't everything, Hiruzen said as he watched the two fight. That's when Jiraiya cut in to make things more believable. The reason that Uzumaki boy is so strong is because of me. He is going to be my last apprentice. For the last month I trained him to be the very best, and that boy is very adept at the shadow clone jutsu, so he has been training very hard to become very good, Jiraiya said, getting mixed reactions from the Raikage and Tsuchikage. It was rare for the Sannin Jiraiya to take on an apprentice, but it was even more rare for Janan to be able to even perform the shadow clone jutsu, let alone survive from attempting the jutsu due to its high chakra usage. The Cage turned back to the match now, having new thoughts about Naruto, thinking he may be better than everyone may think due to his new sensei. Shadow clones already? He must be an Uzumaki. No Janan should have that much chakra, unless he's secretly a Senju, the Raikage joked. No, unfortunately the last Senju is still Tsunade unless she hit a kid from all of us, Hiruzen said. Anyways, let us watch what happens. Maybe Neji still has a chance. Anything can happen. The other Cage nodded in agreement. They were ninja, anything can happen. Naruto smirked as he looked at Neji on the ground coughing up blood. He hated hurting his friend, but at the same time this Neji wasn't his friend, just an arrogant prick who needed a life lesson. Those weren't just handed out nice and easy like. Naruto learned that firsthand, so he wasn't about to just do that to the boy. He was going to make him learn things the hard way because this Neji won't listen to reason. Neji smirked, and Naruto was confused as to why until a familiar line was said, "You're in my range and won't be fast enough to stop my 8 trigrams," before Naruto could move. In one fluid motion Neji started his attack, 2 palms, 4 palms, 8 palms, 16 palms, 32 palms. With each scream of his attack Neji shot off faster than Naruto could keep up with. Naruto knew he was faster than Neji, but the speed and concentration for this attack was too much, and Naruto couldn't keep up with the speed of the attack. Finally Neji yelled the finishing blow, 8 trigrams, 64 palms. With that he slammed his palms into Naruto, knocking the boy back about 10 feet. Neji deactivated his Byakugan and fell to his knees, catching his breath, but then his eyes went wide as he heard Naruto pop, revealing to be a clone. That's impossible. Neji's body started to shake. The boy was fearing for his life right now as Naruto walked out of the shadows. "I'm surprised it took you that long to defeat my clone," Naruto said as he walked across the arena towards Neji. "But when? How long have you been hiding?" Neji's voice was wavering as all his hope was now lost. Tenten up in the stands couldn't help but stare out in horror at what was going on. For the longest time Neji had been the strongest person she knew besides her sensei. No one could beat the boy. He was the definition of a prodigy. He was a genius, strong, and discovered main branch moves on his own and recreated them until Hiashi finally helped him. But here's this orange boy, a nobody but a village outcast, and he was destroying Neji without trying. Her hands were gripping the handrail so tight that it was starting to dent a little bit. Lee placed a hand on her shoulder to calm her down. He was excited to fight his rival, but if Naruto could do this to him then he would have to use his gates on the boy instead of against Neji. The clone is the one who started this match. I was still sleeping in bed and sent the clone out to fight for me. I got here about 5 minutes ago, expecting the clone to have already won the match. I'm surprised you held out for so long, but now, Naruto let all of his ki flow out of his body, suffocating the arena, and even people in the stands with it. You should really give up and stop yapping on about this goddamn fate bullshit. Because no one is destined to fate, we all make our own fate and shape the future in our own ways. We can do anything and become anything, and that is why I will become Hokage, and that is why I will change this world, and bring the peace that we all need in these dark times. Naruto continued to rant on while the Tsuchikage smirked and chuckled. He really takes after you, Jiraiya, spouting off about peace and whatnot. But unlike you, it seems this boy does want to become Hokage. This boy intrigues me, Hiruzen. It's no secret that I've never been a fan of your village or the ninja of it. That has been very obvious over the years. But something about this boy is different. I want to see where he goes in this world. Granted, I would love to have him as one of my own shinobi, but even I can see it's too late to kidnap him, the man openly admitted. Killer Bee smirked hearing this. Lil Naruto, already making the difference, you see. Can't wait until you kill the game and change the fate of this world, the man rapped to himself, liking it, even though it didn't flow at all. Naruto tends to do that to people. He gives people hope, or at least has them believe in him. But I will say that is a scary amount of ki he is. Even up here I can feel it, Hiruzen said with a soft smile as he watched the boy. Meanwhile Orochimaru was off to the side stewing. He was freaking out internally, unsure of what he should do. It was too late to call off the attack, so for now he had to delay it. Wait until the Chunin exam was nearing its end, that way all these strong Shinan would be easy pickings and takings and couldn't help. Then also it would be easier to hold the daimyos for hostage. Orochimaru had sent a message to his watchers letting them know to wait to attack until he gave the signal personally. The man wasn't happy right now and wasn't sure of his plans anymore. He knew he was strong, but the man wasn't a genius for no reason. It was also too late to turn around and not fight, so he was stuck with a lost battle that he had to fight, so for now he was aiming for majority damage and casualties. Naruto finally finished his speech as he looked down at Neji, now standing above the boy. His ki had long since dispersed, but the boy was still shaking in fear as he saw Naruto above him. "Protector. I forfeit," Neji said out loud. A lot of people were shocked, more pissed due to the money they lost, but honestly a lot of people were relieved that Naruto was done hurting the boy. "What are you doing?" Neji asked as Naruto stuck his hand out. "Look, we're still comrades, and I have no problem being friends with you. You just need to do some soul searching and change who you are. I have my hand out to help you out since you're injured and need to see a nurse," Naruto said as Neji just looked at the boy in awe. Here he thought Naruto was a monster, now he didn't know what to think. He eventually took Naruto's hand and the boy pulled him up and turned quickly so Neji landed on Naruto's back. "Now let us get your bitch ass some help," Naruto said as Hayate named him the winner while he took off. "Will Rock Lee and Sasuke Uchiha come down to the arena for the next match to begin?" Hayate said as Lee jumped down to the arena. People started to wonder what was going on when Sasuke wasn't showing up. There were murmurs in the crowd and people started to get upset and yell. "Well, I'm sure we can delay the Uchiha's match if the boy can't show up," Hayate said, before Naruto spoke out. "That's against the rules, Hayate, and you didn't delay my match. You were ready to disqualify me, so why not disqualify the Uchiha? Huh? Show him the same amount of respect any other Jonin would have and disqualify him," Naruto yelled. Some people yelled back in agreement, other people yelled back in disagreement. The man was unsure of what to do, standing there on the field, shocked that Naruto got the audience to go crazy like this. All of a sudden a swirl of leaves appeared and Hiruzen was on the field. "I as Hokage will take in young Uzumaki's side in this. If the Uchiha will not show up within the next 60 seconds he will be disqualified from the event. My shinobi or not, I will not tolerate a ninja who thinks he is above the rules and regulations. He is known for a month when his match was," Hiruzen announced to the stadium before taking out a watch. The crowd was surprisingly silent. "The 60 seconds starts now." It was like the entire arena was holding its own breath, not a single sound was being made from anyone, even Lee, which was surprising. The time seemed to click by slowly, second by second, everyone in wonder to what would become of the Uchiha. Finally, after what seemed forever, the time clicked. Hiruzen sighed and said, "Well, it seems like the Uchiha is not here, so he will be." His voice was cut off as Sasuke with Kakashi showed up. Sasuke in his new outfit, pure black with his left arm wrapped and both legs still wrapped, wearing all black. "I apologize, Hokage-sama, it's my fault that my student is late." "He wasn't disqualified yet, was he?" Kakashi said as he looked at the man. "You guys made it literally within a second of being disqualified, a second later and he wouldn't have fought today," the Hokage said, making Sasuke's eyes widen in realization that maybe he wasn't above all the rules. The boy cursed mentally at the close call, but was thankful he still made it. "Sasuke, we will talk, but for now you have a fight to get to," Hiruzen said before walking off the field. Kakashi left the field too, joining Guy up in the stands, the man giving Kakashi a glare of disapproval while Kakashi ignored him to watch the fight. "Alright, since both contestants are here, let's get this fight started. Hajime," Hayate yelled, starting the match, and instantly the two boys disappeared in a cloud of smoke and met in the middle, catching each other punches. Naruto looked down and was surprised to see that Sasuke had some real speed now. Then again, he was already pretty fast as it was because of Guy, so Kakashi probably got Sasuke faster. Naruto couldn't wait to see what else the boy could do now. Sasuke decided to be on the offensive. Once more he charged the boy, this time from the side. Lee widened his eyes, and barely dodged the attack in time, but Sasuke was already rotating his body ready to drop a harsh kick to the boy's chest. Lee had no choice but to block it. He wasn't quick enough to dodge it. "You have certainly gotten faster, Sasuke-san. This will be a most youthful battle, let's go once more," Lee exclaimed with his fist in the air before disappearing faster than Sasuke could see and appearing with a fist in the boy's chest. Sasuke fell back quite a bit before he caught himself. Sasuke grinned and activated his Sharingan but was surprised when Lee just closed his eyes. "Yosh. It is a great honor to fight you, Sasuke Uchiha, but I know of your eyes, and do not be fooled by the closing of my eyes. I do this so you cannot use your eyes on me. I have been taught to fight against a Sharingan user, so you cannot use your eyes on me," Lee shouted with a grin before getting back in his stance. Sasuke frowned as he heard this and was curious as how the man could fight him without the use of his eyes, so he tested this out. As fast as he could, he shot towards the boy and tried for a kick to his head. Lee just caught it and grinned as he threw Sasuke to the side. Sasuke, not being a quitter, threw a couple of kunai at the boy before running and aiming a punch at his head. Lee easily dodged the kunai and then grabbed Sasuke's arm and shoved his knee into the boy's gut, making Sasuke cough up. No blood came out, though just some spit. Sasuke was then shoved face first into the ground. Lee got a disappointed look on his face. "Sasuke-kun, I was told you were a prodigy and a good shinobi. Was I wrong to believe you could give me a good fight? As it was your teammate Naruto beat Neji, my long-term rival, I now wish to fight him. I thought you were better than he was, but I guess my assumptions were wrong," Lee said while briefly opening his eyes. Sasuke quickly took advantage of this and threw a weak genjutsu on the boy as a quick distraction. Sasuke wasn't aware of Lee's weakness to any kind of genjutsu though due to the boy's disability. Because of this, he was surprised to see Lee still stuck in the weak genjutsu, flailing around like a wild animal. The boy was seeing a nightmare in the genjutsu, and Lee, believing he was in it, started to race around the arena trying to beat what was in the nightmare. Sasuke smirked and saw Lee standing still and quickly went to attack the boy. He shoved a kunai in the back of the boy's calf. Lee's yell of pain was extremely loud and ear-cringing. Lee crashed to the ground as the kunai hung out of his leg, the kunai being shoved halfway and forced Lee out of the genjutsu due to the physical pain. But now he was holding his leg as it shook in pain, Sasuke standing over him. Lee forced his body to calm down before screaming as he ripped out the kunai and yelled out, "Gate of healing, open." Lee's body grew red as he skipped the first two gates and forced the third gate opened. As this happened, his injury closed up, healing at a crazy rate. Sasuke grew wide-eyed seeing this, and now it was Kakashi's turn to stare at guy who refused to acknowledge his friend. Lee, now at a speed almost no one could follow, shoved his fist into Sasuke's gut. "I am sorry, Gai-sensei, but I must do this to end the match quickly," the boy yelled out to his sensei, also throwing his weights behind him, leaving a huge crater in the ground. This made the Raikage smirk, liking the boy's determination and strength and speed. Sasuke fell to his knees holding his gut. The boy was freaking out. Even with his Sharingan he couldn't follow Lee. Lee, now even faster, kicked Sasuke's head like a football and the boy went flying upwards. Lee then shot above Sasuke and dived into him with a hard kick to the gut, knocking Sasuke into the ground. People in the stands were utterly shocked. The Uchiha was being humiliated out there on the field. Sasuke was freaking out. He didn't know what to do. The boy was faster than him and a lot stronger than him. He couldn't even cast a genjutsu on Lee due to the fact that he couldn't see the boy long enough. Naruto up in the balcony was surprised to see things going this way, but it was Sasuke's fault. If he hadn't tried to destroy the boy's leg, he would have won. Sasuke should have gone for the knockout since it was a comrade and not a real enemy. Naruto saw Sasuke get slammed into the wall and the wall cracked around the boy. From the point of impact, Sasuke proceeded to fall to the ground. His body stopped moving. Lee stopped where he was. It looked like Sasuke was down for the count. The boy sighed and stopped the use of his inner gates. He dropped it and returned to his base form, falling to his knees as the exhaustion caught up with him. Hayate appeared. "Well, it seems as if Sasuke Uchiha can no longer continue this match. I hereby stop." A yell was shouted as Sasuke struggled to his knees, blood dripping from his lip while coughing up more blood. Lee was shocked to see the boy still moving after the beating he took. While Hayate waited to see what would happen, Lee tried to move to quickly finish the fight, but his body dropped to the ground quickly and his body started to shake as he struggled to get up, let alone move. Sasuke got up on his feet, bending over with his hands on his knees, breathing heavily, his Sharingan blazing in anger. He started to stumble towards Lee's body that was giving out on him due to the use of the gates. The match was going to be short-lived, no doubt, but both contenders showed much strength. Sasuke stumbled to Lee, ready to finish this fight once and for all. "You truly are a great fighter, Sasuke-kun," Lee said as he struggled to get his body to sit up. "Protectors and I have to forfeit." Many people gasped, shocked at this. "My body still can't handle the gates all that well and it seems like I can no longer continue." As Lee said this, guy started to cry at the level of maturity in his student who knew when to do what in the match and when to give up. Due to conceding, Sasuke Uchiha wins the match, Hayate said while many people sighed in relief, until both boys fell unconscious. A medic nin squad came onto the field, grabbing each boy and moving off to the side to start treatment. "Hey, why are they taking Sasuke-kun? He won," Ino yelled from the stands, other people yelling too. "The medical ninjas have to make sure Sasuke Uchiha can still fight after that last match. If he can no longer continue, then his next match will be a forfeit from him," Hayate explained to her and the rest of the crowd as people started to calm down. After everyone was fully calm, he continued with the tournament. Okay, will Shikamaru, Nara and Tamari please come down? Tamari gracefully jumped out of the balcony and landed in the middle of the field before taking her fan off her back and planting it on the ground next to her. After a minute with Shikamaru not coming down, she got mad. What the hell, Nara, come down here and face me like a man. She screamed at him while he groaned and turned to Naruto. I'm screwed. If I face her and lose, I let a girl beat me. If I face her and win, I beat up a girl. No matter how I look at this, I lose. Maybe I should just forfeit now. I've already come this far, Shikamaru said to his blonde friend. Stop being so lazy and get your ass down there, Ino yelled before shoving the boy off the balcony. He fell to the ground, landing on his ass, bruising it slightly. The boy sighed as he stood up, before grumbling something about a crazy blonde bitch of a teammate while he walked to the center of the arena. Hayate wasted no time starting the fight before quickly hiding so he could watch. The man wasn't sure who was going to win. In all honesty, the Naras were known for being extremely smart, but also lazy as hell, and the sand girl didn't seem like a pushover. Hayate was excited to see what was to happen. Tamari quickly backed up to the other side of the arena. Don't think you can get me with your shadow. I saw your technique during the preliminaries. I know what you're capable of. I also know you have a limit, Nara, so you might as well give up now before I hurt you, she yelled at him. Shikamaru sighed and just walked over to the tree and sat down. If you don't want to hurt me, is it okay if I take a nap then? Tamari's eye twitched in anger at this. Shikamaru quickly realized that was not the right answer. What the hell? Am I just not good enough for you? Alright then. Tamari opened her fan, and, while applying chakra to it, swung the heavy thing as hard as she could. Sickle weasel jutsu, she screamed as blades of wind shot at Shikamaru quickly. The boy cursed to himself and quickly moved from his spot as he saw the tree get cut to pieces. Jesus, women, can't a man relax in peace? I was trying to enjoy the shade, Shikamaru yelled at her. This only further aggravated the woman. She quickly shot off her jutsu 6 more times at the boy while he just ran, doing his best to avoid being hit by the technique. Shikamaru carefully observing the field though as he ran around it. Where everything was in what he needed to do, he quickly stopped and threw a kunai into the air, but not with much pressure as it quickly turned and fell towards earth. He took out another and threw it towards the audience with more power this time. The kunai that was falling hit the second kunai, knocking it off course and making it head towards Tamari at a fast pace. She quickly opened her fan but was too slow and the kunai tore through her fan, leaving a hole in it before landing in the dirt behind her. While Tamari was distracted looking at her fan almost in tears seeing it cut up, Shikamaru used his shadow possession jutsu, connecting it off all the rubble on the field and his fallen kunai. Tamari saw this and quickly backed up, almost getting caught. The girl wiped her brow, mad at herself for getting distracted at something like this. She almost got caught. She had to admit that the boy was good. She would need to stay on her A game in order to win. She looked at the boy and he was just sitting there though. He hadn't moved and she could see that his shadow wasn't getting any closer. She smirked. That's his limit, she thought to herself as she marked it in the ground. That's as far as you can go. As long as I'm behind this line you can't get me. Tamari couldn't help but smile. She knew she had this match. So why was the boy still smiling, and why wasn't his shadow retreating? She couldn't figure it out. All of a sudden she saw his eye just barely look just past her for less than a second. She barely caught it. She turned her head to see his shadow. By the time Tamari noticed it, it was too late. She went to jump but before she could, the jutsu connected. Shikamaru sighed in relief. I didn't think my first plan would work. I had 16 more ready just in case, but I'm glad I didn't have to waste all that time and chakra. Shikamaru sighed in relief, and while using his body to control hers he had her take out a kunai and walk towards her. Once the two reached the middle he smirked and had the kunai placed to her throat. Fighting is a lot like shogi. You just have to think 50 steps ahead and eventually you either win or lose, Shikamaru said. And in this case you lose. Surrender or you'll die. Shikamaru had the kunai press into her throat slightly. A trickle of blood formed as she got a small cut. What a smart/cute guy. It's gonna really suck killing him, Tamari thought to himself while looking at the boy with a scowl on her face. Fuck it, whatever. Protector, I surrender, Tamari said as Shikamaru released his jutsu, sighing with a smile. I was thinking about quitting but I didn't want to hear my mom yell at me for giving up, Shikamaru said, confusing the girl. She couldn't help but smile slightly, trying not to laugh at the antics of the boy. God, you really are a lazy bum, is this right? Tamari started to contemplate the upcoming invasion. It had been on her mind a lot ever since coming to the village. Honestly, she wasn't sure she wanted to be a part of it. Ever since she got there everyone had been really nice. Even when people didn't have to they were, and even Gaara was acting different but in a good way. Then there was something about this boy. She immediately noticed him because of how much he complained since the first part of the exams. It was obvious he had no real drive to be a shinobi, But he was ungodly smart, and surprisingly strong too. Tamari was a smart girl that was obvious that she was above the norm a bit, but this guy was above her and he stuck out to her, and now she was having mixed feelings, unsure of what to do anymore. She was heading back up to the balcony with him while lost in thought about everything. Someone was trying to call her name but she ignored it until she walked right into the wall. "Motherfucker, that hurt," Tamari said, holding her nose. "I tried to warn you but you were lost in thought and then that happened. I could have stopped it but didn't really feel like it," Shikamaru said as he was walking up the wall. Tamari's eye twitched a bit when he said that. "Fucking baka," was all that was going through her head as she went up the wall going to her seat next to the other contestants. While all this was going on, Kiba and Tenten had made their way to the field getting ready for their match together. Tenten smiled sadistically as she twirled a kunai through her hand in a very boring, yet cool way. It honestly made Kiba shiver a bit as he watched this. "Alright, the fourth match of the Chunin exams begins now, Hajam," Hayate yelled before just walking away, knowing this would be yet another short match. Kiba smirked. "You know, my mother trained me this last month. Since I'm representing not only the village but my clan also, she couldn't have me looking like a beta or even worse an omega. So she trained my ass into the ground, so I'm sorry but I'm going to have to hurry and kick your ass so as to not show off all my abilities too soon," Kiba said. Akamaru yipped on his head before jumping out ready to fight with his friend. "Alright Akamaru, let's get her," Kiba shouted. Tenten smirked and quickly threw 15 kunai. Where she got them no one saw, but her eyes widened when Kiba showed speed he never had before. Next thing she knew, the dog boy was in front of her and with a really strong punch knocked her back. "Let's go Akamaru, Getsuga," Kiba shouted using his Goto technique, shooting off faster than ever before, his dog going around him. But Tenten wasn't a part of Team Guy for nothing. She could take a hard hit and she was fast herself. She quickly dodged the jutsu and summoned out a sword out of one of her scrolls. Kiba quickly cancelled the technique and shot off again at the girl even faster than before. She tried to stop the jutsu with her sword hoping to slice the boy, disabling him, but when her sword broke from the power of the jutsu she was left at the mercy of the boy's attack. Tenten flew backwards and hit the wall, cracking it and falling to the ground, landing on her feet, barely holding herself up. She forced herself to her feet though, and quickly opened one of her scrolls, shooting out hundreds upon hundreds of weapons. Kunai, shurikens, chains, nunchucks, spike balls and other assortments of weapons flew at the boy. Kiba widened his eyes and quickly grabbed his dog to protect the puppy from getting hurt before it was too late. Kiba turned his back while holding his dog, shielding the puppy from death while keeping his head down. His back was soon pierced with kunai and shuriken and he screamed out in pain while falling to the ground, still holding Akamaru, the puppy whimpering as he saw his master in pain. "Your downfall was leaving the dog by himself. If you had kept the dog on you, you wouldn't have been distracted and have to save him. I apologize for such a low attack but this is a battle and I couldn't let you beat me," Tenten said as Kiba lied there unmoving. "Protector," Tenten shouted for the man. "Please check him, I believe I hurt him too much." Hayate jumped down, while Akamaru came out and lied next to the boy, whimpering softly. Hayate quickly turned the boy over, checking his pulse. "Medic," the man yelled while a couple medic ninja jumped down and started to heal the boy. Before giving Hayate a nod before grabbing both Kiba and Akamaru and leaving. Due to a KO, Tenten wins this match. Kiba Inuzuka is not dead but will be moved to the hospital to be healed further. Tenten sighed in relief, happy she didn't accidentally kill a leaf shinobi, and headed back to the balcony. She was instantly greeted with an angry Naruto. "You didn't have to go as far as almost killing him." Naruto growled out at her, his ki releasing slowly. "Calm down boy, you're pulling on my chakra, there's no need for that. We both know it was an accident, now calm the hell down and just focus on the matches," Kumara said, trying to calm the boy down. "You're right, I'm sorry," Naruto replied to his friend as he took a deep breath and calmed himself down. "Just go away and let's watch the matches. What you did was low but understandable," Naruto said, crossing his arms. "Alright, will Ino Yamanaka and Obi Takamasa please come to the field," Hayate said, as the two jumped down to the field. Ino winked at the boy before saying, "What a shame you're such a cutie, it sucks I have to beat you up now," Ino said with a fake smile. Obi just rolled his eyes. "Why would I want to do anything to do with a leaf girl? Let alone an ugly one," he said. This made the girl angry. Hayate interrupted, "Hajime." He rushed out of his mouth, starting the fight before leaving to watch this fight. Ino ignored the man and went on with her rant. "How dare you call me, the princess of the Yamanaka clan, ugly when I'm obviously the most beautiful girl around," she shouted at the boy, who cringed and held one ear. "Geez, any louder and I would have gone deaf." "Ugly and loud," Obi said. This pissed off Ino and she rushed at the boy, who wasn't even paying attention to the girl. Obi yawned as he sidestepped the girl and tripped her, making Ino fall into the ground. Ino got angry and quickly got up, throwing a punch. Obi again yawned as he more than easily dodged all of her attacks, leaving his hands in his pockets while he looked completely uninterested in the match. "God, is this all you have to offer? How pathetic," the boy said before bringing his knee up to the girl's stomach, making her fall to the ground holding her stomach. "Might as well as have some fun," Obi said before grinning. He proceeded to kick the girl, making her roll back a few feet. Ino coughed and tried to get up while Obi lazily walked to the girl and slammed his foot onto her head. Ino tasted dirt and dust as her head hit the ground. She started to bleed and noticed that her nose was broken. Ino shakily got up, trying not to cry in pain as she looked down Obi. Ino wanted to cry. She felt as if this whole last month was a waste of time due to how weak she was. She had no place in this match, let alone these exams. Obi's arm started to sparkle as lightning chakra danced off of him as he prepared to finish this match. Then, faster than almost anyone could see, the boy finished the match. Obi had shot off from his spot hand, using the lightning dancing off his body, and he injected into Ino through a punch to her gut, effectively coursing lightning through her body and overriding her and shutting her body off, knocking her out. "Hey Protector, the dumb broad is down for the count." Many of the shinobi in the stands were surprised at what they saw. Now people who knew Ino didn't think she was going to make it far in this phase of the exams. But to see her be so brutally defeated was just appalling. The kid didn't even try. Naruto was excited though. He was upset his friend was hurt, but he watched how this boy moved and he knew there was no way he was a Jonin. Naruto was excited. This kid may be the only person in the exams who could give him a real challenge. Due to knockout, Takamasa Obi is the winner of this match, Hayate said, signaling the end of the match.
That's it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on my other social media accounts. Anime God here, and I'm signing off.